I'm just going to start a new recording to keep everybody not confused. So we're going to do the 4 trees, the 4 DNA chain links. And we're going to create the yolk. Our physical self is going to be at assiah. And then we're going to have 3 higher selves going up. We will do the 5th and 6th world in about 9 months. But for now, we're doing 4. Each world, we're going to do a rotated axis going up. I will get better pearls on my website to show all of it eventually. So I'm not going to be a slave to do it, a to-do list, but I will try to master my to-do list. All right. So I need to research Kabbalah colors, file. And then we open these 3. All right. So we start with assiah at our feet with Malkuth. This is the black tar, but it's liquidy viscous with yellow and green rays of light coming through. So fill that up. At Yesod, at our sacral, citrine flecked with azure. Hod, at our right hip, our front right hip, and our back left hip. Yellowish brown flecked with gold. Okay, and then netzach, our front left hip and our back right hip, olive flecked with gold. All right, so now you got to draw the wires connecting Malkuth to your hips. I call this putting on the pants. So the wire, there's 4 wires going into the olive flecked with gold and the yellowish brown flecked with gold spheres at the hips. Okay, so you put on the pants. Now I like to do the zipper. So the zipper is the cord from Malkuth at the bottom of the feet into Yesod at the sacral chakra. And then we can put on the underwear also. So from Yesod, so like Superman, we can either do the underwear on top of our pants or the underwear underneath our pants. Doesn't really matter. So we put on the underwear. So from Yesod to the hips. Now we do the belt going clockwise. So from the olive flecked with gold to the yellowish brown flecked with gold to the olive flecked with gold to the yellowish brown flecked with gold to the olive flecked with gold. That closed loop. Good. Now we have the heart. Golden amber. Tiferet. Okay. Then we have yetzirah at our front right shoulder and our back left shoulder. Red flecked with black. And then we have hesed, which is our front left shoulder and our back right shoulder. And this is deep azure flecked with yellow. All right. From the hips to the heart, draw the pyramid. And then from the sacral to the heart, draw that line, that middle cord going up into the heart. All right. Then I like to call this next part putting on the shirt. So from the heart to the shoulders. And then the next part is the necklace. So it's from shoulder to shoulder to shoulder to shoulder to shoulder. So the red flecked with black to the azure flecked with yellow, to the red flecked with black, to the azure flecked with yellow, to the red flecked with black. And that's always clockwise. Now, the next part I call the suspenders. So we do from our hips to our shoulders. So the yellowish browns connect to the reds flecked with black. And the olive flecked gold connects to the deep azure flecked with yellow. All right. Let's give people a moment to catch up. We'll call this stony gray. Then we have stony gray instead of stoner gray. I don't need stoners. Stoner gray. All right, stony gray. Stoners to bring us coffee. No, don't need that. All right, space stony gray. At dot, this is the throat chakra. It's at the throat chakra. So get that going. Excuse me, I need to burp. Now, at your front right brain and your back left brain, this is Bina. It's gray flecked with pink. Now, Hokmah. This is the front left brain or temple and your back right temple. This is white flecked with red, blue, and yellow. Okay. The next is Keter at the crown chakra. This is white flecked with gold. All right, that feels pretty good. Now, we're not coloring in the paths, obviously, but the paths also have colors. That's like a whole other ball. That will be Kabbalah 400 probably. Maybe Kabbalah. Huh? The interconnections, the colors that they are. Like if you go to my website. Yeah, if you're doing them those colors, that's great. But I'm not going to tell you those colors right now. I'm just, I'm just, yeah. Just setting the intention that they will be those colors is also a good, that's a good download. Okay, so from the shoulders, we're going to go into dot at the stony gray, the space stony gray. I like stony gray. So that looks like a pyramid. Now from dot, we go into the temples, and that's an upside down pyramid. 4 wires. Now, from the heart, we go into dot. T fret, we go to dot at the throat. And then from dot, we go into the crown. We make sure we plug through our pituitary and our pineal gland and plug into the crown. From the shoulders, we go to the temples. I call this the neck brace. And then we put the halo around. So from the temple to the temple to the temple to the temple to the temple. So from the gray flecked pink to the white flecked red, blue, and yellow. To that, to the gray flecked pink, to the white flecked with red, blue, and yellow, to back to the gray flecked with pink. Bina to Hokmah to Bina to Hokmah. All right, now I usually send a secondary set of wires to go from the temples into the third eye and go into the pineal and pituitary again. And then I usually like to send a set of wires down my spinal column from that point. And see if you can get it to attach to every vertebrae. So let's just start at C1, or if start at the brainstem, then you go C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7. And then we go T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6, T7. Take a breath. T8, T9, T10, T11, T12. Now we also have a secondary set in the ethers for T13 and T14, but you don't have to do it, but it's good to just have them wired in like they're imaginary etheric templates. Okay. Now we have the lumbar, the lower lumbar. So then we have L1, L2, L3, L4, L5. Take a deep breath. Exhale. And then sacrum 1, sacrum 2, sacrum 3, sacrum 4, sacrum 5, into the 5 different bones in the sacrum. Take a deep breath into your pelvis. And then we go lower into the coccyx, and we go coccyx 1, coccyx 2, coccyx 3, coccyx 4. Take a deep breath. Now, go into your tailbone beneath your physical body, which is where your etheric tail would be, and send these wires down and braid them down past your feet. So they're plugging into the earth, into Earth Star, and Earth Star of Earth Star, and Earth Star of Earth Star of Earth Star. And then send more iterations to go deeper, like you're rooting as a tree. Take a deep breath. Okay, we still have the temples to the crown that we need to do, and we have the temples to the heart that we need to do. So go from the heart to the temples. That's another upside down pyramid. And from the temples to the crown. Okay, so from the crown, send those wires to start climbing and finding more pearls. Up, up, up. And they'll plug into at least 3 pearls, and then you reiterate them higher and higher and higher. And make sure the bottom ones you plugged into the core of the earth. Okay. I'm sorry if I micromanage you right now. I'm doing it mostly for other people. Okay. Hmm? Okay. Yeah. I know. Sometimes I forget some of the connections around the crown. Someday I'll be perfect. Someday yeah. So make sure that those wires claw up into some kind of great central sun. And then we pull it down. We pull down this new DNA that we will put on top of our shoulders. So we're like reaching for new higher strands of DNA to be anchored into our physical reality. So that will be the setup for the yetzirah tree. What will happen is Malkuth of the higher tree will sit at our throat chakra. And Yesod will be at the, so it's like we're standing on, like our higher self is now standing on the shoulders of our current self. And so Yesod, the crown, even if it's at the top of the head, will go to the sacral chakra of our first higher self. Okay. So Malkuth is at the feet, which is currently at our throat. It is black tar with gold sparkle dust, russet, olive, and citrine. Fill it up. Okay. Yesod is at the sacral of our higher self. Is berry dark purple. Now, This is where it gets confusing because we are going to spiral the DNA, and we have not spiraled the DNA before. So what we're going to do is imagine that our higher self is faced backwards. So they're standing on our shoulders, but they're standing on our shoulders the opposite way. And this way we can build the Hod and Netzach energies, feeling like they're still at the right spaces. Okay, it will be more simple to visualize. So Hod will be at the front right and the back left of our higher self. And it will be russet red. And Netzach will be at the front left and the back right of our higher self. And that will be Granny Smith apple green. Now we can put on the underwear, bridging the wires from Yesod to Hod and Netzach. Charlie does not like this download at all. Like the DNA should be spun, but like the higher, even if we're seeing the higher self backwards, it should still actually be faced forwards. So just keep that in mind. I'm just doing this so crap. I'm sorry. I'm messing up. If Charlie doesn't like something, I usually listen because Charlie is really intelligent. So keep the body face forward, and I will just mentally rewire my brain right now. But you're fine. Okay. I am, because I'm having to do it in my brain, and you've been doing this consciously for a while, so you're more on track. So let's put on the pants. So put the wires from Malkuth into Hod and Netzach. And then we're pulling up the zipper. So from Malkuth to Yesod. And then we're doing the belts from Hod to Netzach to Hod to Netzach. So from the russet red to the Granny Smith apple green. So the Granny Smith apple green will be so if we're looking up, it's at the front right and back left, if we're looking correctly, not the reverse higher self. And then the Hod will be at the front left and back right. So drawing the belt clockwise. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. I just know that not everybody is neurologically flexible as you are. So So if I can just explain that and break it down as easily. Okay. I know that I have some students that have trouble even just visualizing colors. So just get over yourself, Archangel Kamael in training. I need to do this for everybody. So yeah. All right. So at the heart chakra of our higher self is Tiferet, and that's the rich salmon pink. I know you do love that one. Okay. So Gabra will be a bright scarlet red, and it will be at the front left and the back right on your higher self. Remember, your higher self is now faced forward. And I am doing the colors exactly where they should be. And Hesed will be at the front right and the back left of the higher self's shoulders, and it will be deep purple. Now, Dot will be at your higher self's throat chakra, and it's Kali pink. I'm hearing scarlet Kali pink, but I don't know why. There's probably some punny download in it that they want to teach that this should be like the dragon fire coming through. Okay. So let's put the hips from your higher self, the cords, the wires that bridge into the heart. So that is a pyramid. And from the sacral to the heart, so from the berry dark purple to the rich salmon at the heart, so to Tiferet. From the heart to the shoulders. And then we put on the necklace, so from the shoulders, so from the bright scarlet to the deep purple, to the bright scarlet, to the deep purple, to the bright scarlet again, going clockwise. And then we're going to put on the suspenders. So the russet red will go to the bright scarlet, and that again will be at the front left and the back right. And the Granny Smith apple will be at the front right and back left, and that plugs into the deep purple. Okay. So we got the heart, shoulders, we're all connected. Suspenders, everything good. Now, the cords going from the shoulders to the throat. Into Dot. That's the pyramid. Now we need to put in the temples. So we have Bina. It will now be at the front left and back right. And that is dark chocolate brown. And then we have Hokmah, and that will be at the front right and back left. And that is blue pearly gray. So this is the Daenerys grid. Okay. And then we have Keter at the crown, and this is white brilliance. Okay, so let's go from the shoulders to the temples. The bright scarlet plugs into the dark browns. That's at the front left and back right. And the deep purple plugs into the blue pearly grays. Okay, now dot that scarlet collie pink. That plugs into the temples, an upside down pyramid. And now we need to draw in the halo. So from the dark brown to the blue pearly gray, to the dark brown, to the blue pearly gray. Okay, and then we are going to plug our temples in to Keter, into the crown, into the white brilliance. We are going to go from the heart to the temples in another upside down pyramid. And then we're going from the heart to dot. And then from dot into Keter, and it will claw into the pituitary and the pineal, and climb into Keter, and then spew out wires from the top to plug into higher worlds. I feel you connecting. Woohoo! Okay. So we got all of the paths set up. So, okay, so can we do the vertebrae on the higher self, or is that too much? Let's set the intention, and if people want to do it, then they can climb all the way down each vertebrae. But let's just set the intention that like let's go brainstem, the cervical vertebrae, the thoracic vertebrae, the lumbar vertebrae, the sacrum bone vertebrae, and the coccyx vertebrae. And then the tail that climbs down into assiah. And integrates. Yeah, that's strong. Stronger higher self connection. I feel like the little, that's good. So I'm setting the grids for those skeleton trees to be beneath everybody. They can just think about it and go, there are 2 more worlds below. We'll just set the intention that they're there and just not worry about it. Because right now, even right now, with all of this work, the little bit of demonic reptile that's still in my left brain is freaking out because I don't want to do any more work. Because I have to push through it. Probably not. That was funny. Okay, so we have. All right. So now I'm making sure that all of this is good for Earth Star. Okay. I'm going to take a breath. My left brain is tapping out. My right brain is fine, but my left brain is freaking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's build on another video, the other two trees tomorrow. Yeah. So let's do that. And this is because it's such deep brain rewiring that my brain freaks out sometimes, and I can only handle so much at once. So, yeah, there's the sleep needed as well. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so I will revisit this with you tomorrow, and then if we can do the second part and like the egg part on Sunday, that would be really good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I want to do the recording for the students for the next two DNA links tomorrow, and then the recording for the tree around it on Sunday, or the egg around it. Okay, that sounds really good. Thank you. No. All right. Thank you. I will do. Bye.